Hello fellow planters and growers. Today we're going to repot my Fukien tea bonsai into a helmet planter that I made a few years ago out of a military helmet to remind me that I am no longer a soldier but am now a planter and a grower. So we have a guest appearance today of Kitty, the neighborhood cat, who is just the sweetest little thing and loves belly rubs. She doesn't seem to have a name. No one really owns her. Everyone just kind of takes care of her, and she's a good girl, as you can see. So give her some good pets. All right. So we're going to use this wicking rope, and it allows you to do your like little watering system. It is a kind of stretchy, spongy rope, and I'm really hoping it works. I haven't actually tried it yet, but we're just going to skim these instructions and see what to do. Okay, so we got to leave a reasonable length around the inside of the planter. That's good to know. If we want to slow it down, we can tie some knots in the wick. Put the water container on the same level as the plant. Put a U in the cord, and then it'll drip everywhere. Well, that doesn't seem like a good idea. Okay, and to speed it up, put the water higher than the plant. Fair enough. You can burn and melt the ends. All right. Dear customer, thank you for buying this Ormerk 1/4 inch self-watering wick. You want to order more? Yeah, they have like 200 and 500 foot available on Amazon. Well, this is just some more instructions. I think it kind of repeats what's on the other side, but I wanted to give you a chance to pause and read if you wanted to. Let's see. I'll just keep something with water underneath. It seems to be the way to do it. All right, and there's the info at ormerk.com, so we'll give it a shot. So I already cut myself a piece. There it is. Ormerk self-watering wick. I got the 1/4 inch. I already cut this piece that you can see in my right hand. It's all frayed and crazy, so we're going to get some fire. But the fan is on and the fire is out. Yep, I thought so. Okay, fan off, fire on. Yes. Okay, now if you lick your fingers after you burn it, you won't burn yourself when you squeeze the ends to connect all the ends together, and it'll make the ends last longer. I had lots of gross dirt on my fingers, so I totally licked dirt, so that happened. Anyway, I got to show you guys what I meant. Yay. The things I do to help you. Okay, yay, ends are burnt. Look at all that dirt on there. I can't believe I licked my fingers. Yay. See? Stretchy. Boing, boing, boing. Great. Okay, this is the Fukien tea. We've talked about it before. I'm going to take all the little bits off, the little fiddly bits, get to come off the top. That way we can get it all nice and repotted into its new home. I've kept it in this pot for a few years. I usually keep it cut back, but I've been just letting it grow out this year. I want to see if I can get a little bit thicker branching. Not 100% sure the best way to take care of it. At least one rolled off on the floor and I'll never find it again. But that's okay. These are just like little thingies that you would use for a old fish tank. Here's Kitty, my wonderful assistant. Such a good girl. Lots of pets. Yes, scritchy, scritchy. She deserves all the scritches. There's the helmet planter and some dirt. And I'll show you what I got going on. Alright, so this is an old planter. It's been used before. The plants recently in it died, so I thought, hey, let's do something new. You can see I used my old headband from when I was in the military, because that is my helmet, quote unquote. I have a piece of metal holding in a little bit of, what is it, fiberglass screen, and I'm just going to put this around the screen a little bit, like just through a little gap that's down there, and then around the pot like it said in the instructions. See, there you go. And I hope this will allow me to kind of pull a little extra out if I need to. I don't know how I'm going to really get the water going yet, so we'll try a few different things. I got to get the old roots out. Oh boy. Alright, there we go. Yeah. Never throw anything away. Everything's compostable. Or, yeah, compostable. Everything will decompose into nutrients your plants can use, so it just doesn't make sense to throw dirt away or throw away anything. Now, Kitty went into the house to try to eat my sister's bird, so we had to go catch her and take her back out because Leif is not a snack, even if he looks like one. I know he's a cute little nugget, but he is not for food. Alright, so this bonsai is held on to the bottom of the pot with a little wire, which is a great way to keep bonsai in bonsai pots. Just one wire to hold the roots on. So what I did was I got the wire off so that I can work with it. I had to go get Kitty again. Make sure she's not trying to eat that poor bird. No, don't go in my house. Don't eat the bird. Alright, so I'm just going to loosen the pot by sticking my finger around the edges. Loosen the plant and the soil out of the pot. And then I'm going to disturb the roots as little as possible by just pulling the whole thing out. See that? It just popped right out. And now I'm just going to take the wire and the things off. Kitty, thank you. She just, yes, be helpful. Such a helpful animal. Look at her. She's just great. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Kitty. My wonderful assistant Kitty, everyone. Oh goodness. Okay, good. She got bored. I'm going back to work. Alright. So I'm just going to put a couple handfuls of dirt on top because it actually is very comparable to the size of the pot that it was already in. It's just a little bit of a different shape. I just want to make sure that I'm filling in any gaps and not going to let air gaps happen for this plant. That's kind of important. Yeah, I think I'm going to use some rocks. I'm not sure. I'm thinking about without. And then I'm like, no, the plastic actually bends when you put the pot back on it. So I'm going to try the rocks back in. Okay, we're going to need some more rocks though. So let me go get some more rocks. And then Kitty can inspect everything while I'm gone. I thought she was going to pee in it. I really did. I'm so glad she didn't. Oh my goodness. All right, more rocks. Now you can see there's a lot of dirt in these rocks, and that's because this used to be an old terrarium build that I tore apart, and you can see there's some old soil in it. Oh no, I just lost some soil. I better keep that. Like I said, recycle everything. Now there's a lot of pieces of carbon, and there's some bark in here and other things that I really don't need as a rock, but the carbon is a great filtration medium, and even though some of the chunks are kind of big, it won't make a huge difference. And you can see I'm just kind of shaking out everything I can get out of it. All the little rocks, all the carbon, trying to get as much of the bark out, and we'll see about using it as a base. But I ended up later not using it at all because I found out that it made it too tall for the area I wanted to put it, and then I decided to put it in a different area anyway, so it was just a lot of back and forth of what to do with this plant and where I actually wanted the final product to sit and where I wanted its home to be. So we'll look at that later. You can see though that you could bury the wicking material in the rocks and it will make a nice moisture bed, and then you'll just be filling up the base with water, and then it'll wick up into the plant, and hopefully it will keep the plant nice and moist. And like I said, this thing breathes like a sieve, so you have to water it very often. And this is a Fukien tea, so Fukien tea really wants lots of moisture and humidity, but it also likes a lot of air, so that's the oxymoron you deal with some plants. So I'm thinking this will be the perfect pot to get it going. And we'll just have to keep it wicking. I feel like if I keep wicking water into it, it'll be just fine. So long as I keep the base it's on full of water, it will be just fine. I'm quite confident in that. Now I'm going to clean up the fiddly bits so that I can use them once again as top dressing. It's always good to clean up after yourself and clean as you go. It is not something you should just leave, especially if you have roommates like I do. And I also want video evidence of the fact that I actually do clean the house. See, look at me. I'm brushing. Brush. 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 Yes, very roomy. See? I'll put that in the garbage. And then you can see I got most of it on the floor. And I will brush. Brush some more. Yes. Very clean floor. Because I have cleaned it. See? Very good me. Clean as you go, people. It's good for you. It's good for your home. And then there's one little piece of bark that decided to get away and run off. I know it looks like it's alive, but it was just bark. I'm just going to rinse the rocks real quick. And then I'm going to go over to my parents' house where this is going to live. It's going to be in my mom's upper garden area. You can see her butterfly garden. And I put it on this other plastic thing, which I filled all the way to the brim. And it kind of gets into the helmet, which the helmet itself is also wicking, which was my first idea, was just the wick straight from the helmet. And you can see it with all the pretty rocks, and there you go. Y'all have a good day.